वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्र संघपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधाम् बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने ओम्। ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितम् श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यम् प्रणौमि जगतां गुरुम्। यः परमात्मा जगत्सृष्ट्वा प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपी मनोहरम्। यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि। गुरूणां चरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतोद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तुभमारभे ओम्। अपवादो नाम अधिष्ठाने भ्रांत्या प्रतीतस्य तद्व्यतिरेकेण अभाव निश्चयः. So apavad, meaning superimposition, is also a nishchaya. Basically, it is a nishchaya. It is knowledge with certainty. But what knowledge is this? If that knowledge, if the cognition is not with certainty, then it will be a doubt. Because a doubt will have two sides always. And so that is what is uncertainty. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's a snake, maybe it is not a snake. When there is, this is the form of the cognition, then it is not knowledge yet. What is it? It is a doubt, samshayaha. It is samshayaha. So this is not the form of cognition when it comes to desuperimposition. What is the form of the cognition? It is nishchaya. So there is certainty, and hence it is knowledge. So there is this knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of absence. So you are knowing the absence. And what is the form of this absence? It means absence of that what is being experienced. Now look at that. There is a contradiction here. Absence of that which is being experienced. How can you say if it is absent, how can it be even experienced? Correct? घट है इसलिए घट का अनुभव हो रहा है. अगर घटा भाव होता तो घट का अनुभव कैसे होता? प्रतीतस्य अभाव निश्चयः. So if you say pratitasya abhava nishchayah, then there is this problem, because it will go against every logic. Because it is being experienced. Since it is being experienced, it is, and hence it can be experienced. How can you ever say it is absent? So now therefore, tad vyatirekena adhishthana vyatirekena pratitasya abhava nishchayah. So there is this understanding that the object which is being experienced is absent without its substratum. It doesn't have any existence without its substratum. Tad vyatirekena tadabhavaha. Tad vyatirekena tad abhavaha. So then, question comes as then the substratum only should be seen. Why are you seeing the pratit, that what is that which doesn't have any existence apart from the existence of its substratum? So that becomes clear when you say adhishthane bhrantya. So it is seen in that adhishthana, in the substratum, in that location, due to ignorance. Okay, adhishthane bhrantya. Now that word bhranti means ignorance, and whatever is projected by ignorance, obviously the delusion. So adhishthane bhrantya pratitasya adhishthana vyatirekena tad abhava nishchayah. And therefore this definition goes to a great, its implication will let you see that this world gradually is all and only an appearance, bhrantya pratitam. How that happens, we will see in the next page. And there is an order of the bhranti also. It is not simply just like that. There is an order. Just because it is bhranti, it doesn't mean that it doesn't follow an order. There is an order. There is some sort of a logic to it. It's just not illogical. Because there is a rope, that doesn't mean that, as the snake is seen out of bhranti, like that you may even see an elephant out of bhranti. No, if it is a rope, that rope will allow you to see certain things which are similar to the rope. Maybe it is the bhuchidra. Bhuchidra meaning a crack in the ground. Or it may be pushpamala, or it may be a crooked stick, danda, or jaladhara. These are the things which can be seen, but you're not going to see an elephant. So there is an order, there is a logic to it. It has, even the bhranti has its own rationale. So therefore we have to be very careful. Apavado nama adhishthane bhrantya pratitasya tadvyatirekena abhava nishchayah. And why am I taking you to this length to see this? Because if you simply say pratitasya abhava nishchayah, then it will no longer remain Vedanta. There will be the prasakti of the shunyavada over here. And this is the difference between the Shunyavad, the nihilism of the Buddhists, and Vedanta. Because there cannot be any Bhranti without the Adhishthanam. निरधिष्ठान भ्रम कभी नहीं होता है, लेकिन शून्यवादियों का कहना, बौद्धों का कहना है कि निरधिष्ठान भ्रम होता है। जब तुम्हें सर्प भ्रम हो रहा है तो वहां पे रज्जु का अस्तित्व पहले से ही सिद्ध है कि है, इसीलिए रज्जु भ्रम हुआ। रज्जु न होती तो सर्प भ्रम भी न होता, रस्सी नहीं होती। If the rope wasn't there, even that misunderstanding of the snake cannot take place. निरधिष्ठान भ्रम नहीं होता. So, and this is very, very important part. So, yatha shuktyado bhrantya pratitasya rajatadehe shukti vyatirekena nedam rajatam kintu shuktihi iti abhava nishchayaha. So, nedam rajatam, this is not rajatam, this is not the silver, but what is it? It is only shell. This nishchaya is what is this nishchaya of this kind is going to be called as apavad. So in the drishtanta, in the example that has been provided, this is rajata apavad. Okay, what has been denied, what is negated is rajatam. So it is rajata apavad. In our Dashtantika, in the Siddhanta, what is it that is being negated? Duality, Jagat is being negated. So now, ayameva badho vilapanam iti cha uchyate. Now he tells you this apavada itself is called as badha or vilapanam, dissolution. This desuperimposition itself is called as falsification or dissolution. There are two names to it, but what is it basically? It is apavada, it is desuperimposition. Such a badhaha trividhaha. So this falsification also is threefold. What is that? Shastriyo badhaha, yauktika badhaha, pratyaksha badhaha iti cha. Okay, so these are the three forms of falsifications. Shastriya, yauktika. Yauktika means through anuman. Yauktika means through, it is inferential falsification, is going to be yauktika. And also, it also means this yauktika badha also will lead you to the process of dhyanabhyasa, pratyakshascha iti. Okay. अथात आदेशो नेति नेति नेह नानास्ति किंचन इत्यादि शास्त्रान् ब्रह्म व्यतिरेकेण प्रपंचाभाव निश्चयः. So now, when you understand prapanchabhava, what are you going to understand? Prapanchabhava, jagatabhava, jagadabhava. Okay, you are going to understand prapanchabhava. But how is this abhava understood? Brahma vyatirekena, adhisthana vyatirekena, pratitasya abhavanishchayaha. Remember this. So Shastra, what have you understood from the Shastra? Shastra, which allows you to see the falsification. Shruti is like this. Athata desho neti neti neha nanasti kinchana. Now, therefore, this is the Adesha teaching. Adesha just does not mean some order or command. Adesha means disha is to show. Adesh is teaching. Athata adesho neti neti. In fact, this the Nath Sampradaya people, they have this kind of a pukara. Pukara meaning a call that they give is adesha. Adesha means the teaching. Athata adesho neti neti. Not there, not there. So negation. No iha nana asti kinchana. Iha asmin brahmani nana nasti. Nana means multiplicity. Duality is not there. So Shastras like this, it shows that there is prapancha bhava. But how is this prapancha bhava? Brahma vyatirekena, other than Brahman, there is no prapancha. Okay? Other than the mrittika, there is nothing like ghata. What is the ghata? What is the pot? A name, a form, and with its own, certain, what do they call? Vaishishtya and its own function. So you are going to call it a functional reality due to this. But if the mrittika, if the clay is not there, is the form going to become available? Will the name also become available to be associated with some object if the mrittika is not there? Or will you be able to function with a pot where there is no mrittika? So what is this pot? So the pot doesn't have any existence apart from the clay. But is the clay pot? So the pot gets destroyed. But does the clay gets destroyed? The pot is created, but is the clay created? So pot and clay, they seem to be having different characteristics. The pot has a date of manufacturing date and an expiry date. The clay doesn't have, but the pot also doesn't have any existence apart from the clay. And therefore, what is the status of the pot? Pot is only an appearance in the clay. Pot is only an appearance in the clay. The clay has not undergone any modification. Clay doesn't become anything else. Clay remains clay. If the clay was to get modified, then you can say that the pot is the modification of the clay. Has the clay undergone any modification? No, some people are of the opinion the pot is the modification of the clay. Our question to you is, has the clay modified, or was the earlier form of the clay that has got modified? It must have been a lump of clay, a ball of clay, or just a chunk, a square chunk of the clay. So now when the pot is made, the lump, the ball, or the chunk of that clay is not seen. What is seen? The shaped pot. Question is, the earlier form was given up, a new form was taken, like the milk gets destroyed, becomes curd, the chunk got destroyed, became the pot may get destroyed and become a cup. So there is, if you have to say parinama, if you have to say modification, what is getting modified? The clay or the form is the question. So now we know it is only the form which gets modified. And we all know everything over here is changing its form. An infant becomes a toddler. The toddler becomes, what do they call? A child. The child means, what do they call it? The next stage of infancy.
Teenager.
The teenager becomes an adult, the adult becomes a late adult, the late adulthood, becomes even more later, and finally now no longer available. So forms are constantly changing is what we see. But for every change to happen, you require something which is changeless. And in that substratum, which is changeless, all the changes are possible, and these changes are only an appearance. Now look at the world all around, everything including this body-mind. What is it that does not change? The pranas change, the indriyas change, everything over here is changing. Your own opinions are changing, your emotions are changing. The world is in a constant state of change. But all the changes are possible only if there is the changeless substratum. Like the clay is the changeless substratum. The lump can change into a pot, the pot can change into a cup, the cup can change into a saucer, the saucer can change into a pan, so on and so forth. The forms, the names, and its functions will vary. This life, this is a body of a man. Earlier life, it must have been of a woman. Next life, it may be a butterfly, so on and so forth. This is what is constantly changing. But what is it that hasn't changed is also Nachiketa's question. So, now what? Shastriya Badhaha. So this is called as Brahma Vyatirekena Prapanchabhava Nishchayaha, is this, because you have known what is Brahman, Jagat Karanam. What is that? Mrittika Ghata Karanam. Like that. Now Brahma is the Jagat Karanam, in which this Jagat appears, and therefore Jagat is an appearance. So this is what Prapanch, and therefore now what can you conclude? That there is Brahma Vyatirekena Prapanchabhavaha, Mrittika Vyatirekena Ghatabhavaha. Okay? Mrittika Vyatirekena Ghatabhavaha. So Mrit Vyatirekena Ghatabhava Nishchayavat Nikhila Karanibhuta Brahma Vyatirekena Nikhila Prapanchabhavam Nishchitya. Now this is the Nishchaya. This is how the Shruti shows Brahman, shows Paramatma. So when you come to this conclusion through the Shruti, through the Shastra, that there is Nikhila Prapanchabhavaha. How? Brahma Vyatirekena. What is this Brahman? Nikhila Karani Bhuta Brahma. Nikhila means everything. all, is the Karanam of all, of everything. That Brahman, Vyatirekena, other than this Brahman, the Nikhila Prapancha, the entire world of all names and forms, attributes and functions, does not have any existence. When this is what the Shruti has shown, Nikhila Prapancha Bhavam Nishchitya Drishyamanasya Mithyatva Nishchayena. Now, that what is seen, that what is experienced, that what is right in front, including this body-mind complex, Mithyatva Nishchayena Brahma Atma Matratva Nishchayo Yauktika Badhaha. This is what Paramatma is, and that Paramatma is this Atma. Iti Nishchayaha. So now, in the first place, he has shown what is Shastriya Badha. In the second sentence, he shows what is Yauktika Badha. Why is this Yauktika Badha? Because you have employed Anumana Pramanam. Okay, you have employed inference to understand this. So basically, it is from Shastra only you have understood Brahma is the Karanam, Jagat Karanam, and that what is the Karanam, in that Karanam, the Karyam is Kalpitam, and therefore that Karyam does not have any independent existence, is what you have understood. Where did you understand that? From the Mrittika and Ghata. Mrittika is the Karanam, Ghataha is the Karyam. So over there you were able to understand something between the Karya and Karanam, and so Nikhila Karani Bhuta Brahma. What is Brahman? Is Karanam. But Karanam for what? A Karanam for everything. Nikhila Karani Bhuta Brahma. Tad Vyatirekena Nikhila Prapancha Bhavaha. So what you are experiencing is just a speck of this prapancha, small little. But we are not talking only about what is seen in front of you, the river and the ocean and the parvatas, but even that what is not seen, not known also, everything of past, present and future. Nikhila Prapancha Bhavam Nishchitya Drishyamanasya Mithyatva Nishchayena. So the entire Drishya is what? Mithya iti Nishchayena Brahmatma Matratva Nishchayaha. And this Brahman is Atma. This Nishchaya is called as Yauktika Badhaha. Yauktika Badhaha. This is that Yauktika Badhaha. It is Apavada. Apavada itself is called as Badha and Vilapanam. Apavada itself is called as Badha. What is the meaning of Badha? Falsification. And Vilapanam means dissolution. Okay? So he says this Badha is threefold: Shastriya, Yauktika and Pratyaksha. So now there is this Nishchaya. Furthermore, Aham Brahmasmiti Tattvanusanthani Vakyajanya Sakshatkarena Ajnana Tatkarya Nivrittihi Pratyaksha Badhaha. Now this is Pratyaksha Badha, direct knowledge, which you call as experience. How is it? Aham Brahma, this Aham is being experienced. There is no doubt about it. Ahamasmi, I am. That is there. But this I is now seen as this body-mind complex, and hence you are calling this I as a man, as a woman, as a happy, as sad, so on and so forth, which you keep on describing yourself. Over there, this very I, that whatever you are whatever that you are describing about yourself is nothing but only adhyaropa. Tasya adhyaropasya apavadaha katham bhavati? Aham brahmasmi. I am Brahman. And what is this Brahman? Nikhila karani bhuta, Brahma. And so how did this badha, even pratyaksha badha, take place? Tattvanusanthani vakyajanya. Through the vakyam, mahavakyam. That mahavakyam is a vakyam, so it is in form of sound, shabda. And that shabda then produces a certain, a particular understanding. Vakya janya. What does it produce? An understanding. Every vakyam is producing an understanding. When I say this is a pencil, it does create an understanding. So it is just not sounds coming. So it creates, those are shabdas, padas, vakyam. It creates an understanding, a cognition. Vakya janya. So what will vakya produce? Understanding. So, and how is this understanding in form of what? It is an experience. When will you just call the knowledge an experience? When in that knowledge there is no doubt and there is no viparyaya. That you call as direct experience. So over here, tajjanya sakshatkarena. Experience, direct experience, sakshatkara. Something is called as being directly known when there is no vyavadhana in the knowledge. So vyavadhana sahitam jnanam is called as indirect knowledge, paroksha jnanam. Vyavadhana sahitam jnanam is called as paroksha. Paroksha meaning indirect knowledge. You remember that example of Vannimanayam Parvataha?
Yes.
So that Vanni, you know there is Vanni in the, that what do they call it? Mountain. Correct? You know there is fire in the mountain. Though you have known there is fire in the mountain and you are certain about that knowledge also, yet can you call this knowledge as direct experience or direct knowledge?
No, Swamiji.
Why?
Because it is not pratyaksha. It is from the anuman.
No, I'm asking, but why are you not calling it pratyaksha? Fire is something that is pratyaksha only. You
we are
see
not
the
seeing
flames,
it.
you feel the heat. Fire is something pratyaksha, but why are you in this case calling that knowledge of fire as not being pratyaksha?
प्रमाण व्यापार नहीं हो
Because you're not seeing it.
कैसे नहीं हो रहा है?
We are
अनुमान
not seeing
प्रमाण
it.
तो काम कर
You're
रहा
not
है.
seeing it. You're
We are
not
not
seeing
seeing
it.
it.
प्रत्यक्ष
Correctly.
प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण
Only by saying dhoom, we are saying that there is fire.
अरे भाई, you tell me, but the knowledge तो क्या हुआ? अनुमान भी तो एक प्रमाण ही है ना. प्रमाणजन्य ज्ञान है वो.
प्रत्यक्ष
प्रमाणजन्य होने पर भी आप उसको प्रत्यक्ष क्यों नहीं कह रहे हो? Why can't it be called as your experience of the fire?
समझिए व्यवधान है.
बिल्कुल, there is a vyavadhana. And what is the vyavadhana in this case?
The distance.
Distance is
Deshakala
there.
ka vyavadhana. You are 5 miles away from that mountain. And hence you cannot see the jwala, you cannot see the flames, or you cannot feel the heat. Vyavadhana hai na? There is a There is some obstacle. What is the obstacle in this case? The distance, the time is the obstacle, and hence that knowledge, though you're certain about the knowledge that there is fire in the mountain, yet this knowledge cannot be called as pratyaksha, because it has vyavadhana. It cannot be called as sakshat. It cannot be called as aparoksha, because there is vyavadhana. There is an obstruction. So also, over here, in case of Atma and Brahman, there is no question of any time and space becoming the obstruction. Correct?
Yes, Swamiji.
When it is said Atma is Brahman, how much? So this I is Brahman. My question will be, how much time does it take for you to reach this I, from this I to I? समय लगता है मुझे ही मुझ तक पहुंचने में?
नहीं स्वामी जी।
मुझे ये सामने पड़ी हुई पेंसिल उठाने में तो समय लग सकता है, ठीक है, लेकिन मुझे ही मुझ तक पहुंचने में, पेंसिल तक पहुंचने में तो ठीक है समय लगेगा, लेकिन मुझे ही मुझ तक पहुंचने में कोई समय लग सकता है क्या? कोई 4 कदम चल के जाना पड़ेगा, डिस्टेंस कवर करना पड़ेगा? So time and space is not the vyavadhanam over here. Then what is the vyavadhanam? The vyavadhanam is in form of doubt and viparyaya. Okay, what is the vyavadhanam? In form of
Doubt,
संशय
and viparya.
viparyaya, viparita bhavana, the contradictory feeling. What is this contradictory feeling? Aham karta, aham bhokta, aham purusha visheshaha ityadi ye jo ho raha hai na, yahi. This is the viparyaya. So when you are saying I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm delighted, I'm depressed, all these things that you are saying means what? Are you acknowledging the fact that I am Brahman, or you are saying I am sad, I'm happy, I'm delighted, I'm excited, I'm so and so, I'm angry? Here, all these are viparyayas. Do you see? These are all the cases of viparyaya, viparita bhavana. So now he says, Tattvanusanthani vakya janya sakshatkarena, when this knowledge that this I am Brahman is free from all doubts and viparyaya, even if this takes place because it is a vritti. Remember this, it is a vritti. So vritti will have only that its own life for whatever little time that it is there. Any vritti is, at the most we can say, it is there for 3 kshanas, 3 moments: the moment of its birth, the moment when it is there, and the moment when it goes away. So how long can you say a vritti is there? At the most for some 3 minor units of time. Okay, is that okay?
Yes, Swamiji.
Swamiji, this time concept is not clear. Why we are saying that it is minor? That vritti can be long lasting, more than
Which vritti can stay longer?
any thought can stay for a long time, right?
There can be many thoughts of similar form which can stay for long. That's why in Dhyanabhyas also, it is pratyaya ekatanata. in Dhyanabhyas, let us say, there is this vritti, Om Namah Shivaya. Now, for 1 hour, there is no other vritti but Om Namah Shivaya. This vritti, though is Om Namah Shivaya is one, but for 1 hour, there has been flow of the same vrittis, similar vrittis, without an interruption of any other vritti. That's why it appears as if it is just one vritti for a long time, but it is many vrittis. And for example, you take Ghata Jnanam takes place. You know this is a Ghata. Okay?
जी स्वामी जी.
Before that, you did not know this is a Ghata. So now you know this is Ghata. So उत्पत्ति क्षण हो गया.
जी.
तो ज्ञान उत्पन्न हो गया, उत्पन्न होकर के अज्ञान नष्ट हो गया, तो वो स्थिति का एक क्षण हो गया. And this vritti also goes away. It will get replaced by this is a pata. Okay?
जी स्वामी जी.
So at the most आप एक वृत्ति को कितना समय बोल सकते हो रहती है? You know, even if somebody is of the opinion कि इसको stretch किया जा सकता है, करो भाई, हमें कोई उसमें दिक्कत नहीं है. लेकिन वृत्ति है तो उसका मिनिमम कितना है ये पूछते हैं. देयर में भी सम ओपिनियन कि ना एक ही वृत्ति लंबे समय तक खींच सकते हैं. ठीक है, खींचो, हमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. लेकिन हमें खींचना नहीं खींचना ये हमारा संबंध ही नहीं है. हम पूछ रहे हैं कि वह वृत्ति मिनिमम कितना समय रह सकती है, होती है. वृत्ति की आयु क्या है?
उत्पत्ति और उसका स्थापना और उसका लय, तीन
क्षण तो मानना ही पड़ेगा.
जी.
और हो गया तब घटा अज्ञान नष्ट हुआ कि नहीं?
जी.
वैसे ही ब्रह्माकारा वृत्ति उत्पन्न हो गई, जिस वृत्ति में ना ही संशय है ना ही विपर्यय है. तो ब्रह्म विषयक अज्ञान, मतलब जो मूला अज्ञान है, वो नष्ट हुआ कि नहीं हुआ?
जी हुआ.
इसीलिए अहम ब्रह्मास्मीति तत्वमस्यादि वाक्य जन्य साक्षात्कारेण अज्ञान तत्कार्य निवृत्ति ही प्रत्यक्ष बाधः. अज्ञान की निवृत्ति और अज्ञान कार्य की भी निवृत्ति, यही प्रत्यक्ष बाध है. ठीक है? इसलिए अहम ब्रह्मास्मि मतलब तत्वमसि महावाक्य का जो बोध हुआ, उपदेश हुआ, उसके पश्चात वृत्ति का उदय हुआ अहम ब्रह्म. और एक क्षण के लिए वह समाधि भी होती है कि जहां सारे जगत का भाव कुछ नहीं, अहम एव. यही इति अज्ञान की भी निवृत्ति, अज्ञान कार्य की भी निवृत्ति हुई, यही प्रत्यक्ष बाध है. ठीक है? तो 3 प्रकार के द बाध, द फॉल्सिफिकेशन और अपवाद इज ऑफ 3 काइंड्स. शास्त्रीय बाधः, यौक्तिक बाधः and प्रत्यक्ष बाधः. And all the 3 have to take place. Without the shastriya badha, yauktika badha cannot take place. If the yauktika badha is not there, then pratyaksha badha will also not take place. So there is a sequence to it. Because of the shastriya badha, the yauktika badha, because of the yauktika badha, because of this yukti now, this samshaya has gone away. Correct?
जी स्वामी जी.
संशय की निवृत्ति कराने वाला कौन है? तर्क है ना. उस तर्क का रूप अनुमान है, और यह अनुमान है ना मृद व्यतिरेकेण घटाभाव निश्चयवत. जैसे हो गया ना, यहाँ पे अनुमान के लिए आपको आपको स्थान मिल गया ना अनुमान बनाने के लिए, व्याप्ति
जी, स्वामी
देखने
जी।
के लिए। कार्य कारण भाव की व्याप्ति जो नियम है वो देखने के लिए आपने कार्य कारण भाव का जो नियम कहाँ देखा? जैसे धूम और वह्नि का जो संबंध है वो आपने कहाँ देखा? पहले कहीं पे देखा होगा वह्नि और धूम का संबंध है, इसीलिए अब यहाँ पे तुमने धूम को देख के वह्नि का अनुमान किया, वह्नि का ज्ञान हुआ। तो तुमने पहले कहाँ वह्नि और धूम का संबंध देखा था? तो पहले तो वह्नि और धूम का संबंध पूर्व गृहित होना चाहिए। इट शुड बी नोन टू यू बिफोर फॉर द इन्फरेंस टू टेक प्लेस इन
Yes.
इन द माउंटेन। कहाँ देखा था? तो वो कहते हैं यथा महान से, लाइक इन द किचन। समझ में आई बात? वहां देखा है। व्याप्ति का ग्रहण हुआ होना चाहिए। व्याप्ति मतलब ये संबंध, नियमेन साहचर्य को कहते हैं व्याप्ति। नियम से जहां जहां धूम होगा वहां वहां वह्नि होगा। ठीक है?
जी स्वामी जी।
ये जो नियम से उनका साहचर्य मतलब साथ में रहना, कहीं हो सकता है क्या धूम है परंतु अग्नि नहीं है? अभी तक तो हमने देखा नहीं, तो फिर वो धूम भी नहीं होगा। इट कैन बी फॉग, इट कैन बी मिस्ट, बट इट इज नॉट धूम। करेक्ट?
जी।
तो कहीं पे तो तुमने व्याप्ति का ग्रहण किया है, और अब व्याप्ति पूर्व में ही तुमको ज्ञात है। अब जब तुम देखते हो धूम को, तो वही व्याप्ति यहां काम में आती है और कहती है यहां पे अग्नि है। ठीक है? तो वैसे ही अनुमान से, अनुमान प्रमाण ने क्या किया? संशय को मिटाने का ये तरीका है। तुमने पहले ही कार्य कारण भाव में कुछ देखा है। क्या देखा कार्य कारण भाव में? कारण व्यतिरेकेण कार्यम नास्ति। कारण के सिवा कार्य कुछ है ही नहीं। कहां देखा तुमने इस नियम को?
घट और मृतिका।
घट मृतिका।
घट और मृत्तिका में देखा। तो इसीलिए ये अनुमान के द्वारा जो किया जाता है बाद, उसको कहते हैं। तो ब्रह्म कारण है, ये तो तुमको शास्त्र से ही पता चला है ना। तो इसके लिए तो पहले शास्त्रीय बाद होगा और फिर उसके बाद में यौक्तिक बाद होगा। ठीक है?
जी स्वामी जी।
इसलिए शास्त्रीय बाद पहले। इसलिए सर्वप्रथम क्या है? श्रवण, फिर मनन। मनन मतलब ये युक्ति का प्रयोग, अनुमान का प्रयोग करने को मनन कहा है। मनन मतलब बार बार एक चीज को रिपीट करने का नाम मनन नहीं होता। बार बार एक ही चीज को रिपीट करने का नाम हो जाता है प्रसंख्यान, अथवा जप हो जाएगा, परंतु वो मनन नहीं है। समझ में आता है ना? इसलिए अहम ब्रह्मास्मि ऐसे जप करते बैठो, इसका नाम कोई वो नहीं है, मनन नहीं है। मनन में क्या होगा? अनुमान का प्रयोग होगा। इसीलिए इस प्रकार से अनुमान प्रयोग के द्वारा जहां प्रपंचाभाव का निश्चय होता है। ये प्रपंचाभाव कैसा है? प्रपंचाभाव कैसे हैं? अधिष्ठान व्यतिरेकेण
अधिष्ठान व्यतिरेकेण।
यहाँ पे अधिष्ठान कौन है?
ब्रह्म।
तो ब्रह्म व्यतिरेकेण प्रपंचाभाव निश्चय, ये जब होगा तब ये यौक्तिक बाध कहा जाएगा। अब प्रत्यक्ष बाध क्या है कि वह ब्रह्म आत्मा है और मुझ में कोई द्वैत नहीं है। ये जो प्रत्यक्ष बाध है कि तत्वमस्यादि वाक्य मतलब महावाक्य के द्वारा जो वृत्ति उत्पन्न होगी उस वृत्ति से, हाँ, वृत्ति जन्य साक्षात्कारेण, उस वृत्ति से क्या होगा? घटाकारा वृत्ति उत्पन्न हो गई तो क्या करती है वो वृत्ति?
घटाज्ञान।
घटाज्ञान को नष्ट करती है। वेरी गुड, घटाज्ञान को नष्ट करती है। वैसे ही यह अहम ब्रह्म इति वृत्ति अब करेगी क्या? अज्ञान को नष्ट करेगी। तत्कार्य अज्ञान तत्कार्य निवृत्ति ही प्रत्यक्ष बाध, ये बाध है। अब बताते हैं कि यौक्तिक बाध का अयम क्रम, ये बहुत बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है अपने ध्यानाभ्यास के लिए भी, क्योंकि उन्होंने कहा है कि समाधि से पूर्व अति प्रयत्नात्, याद है ना?
जी स्वामी जी।
सरिता श्लोक याद है क्या?
याद नहीं स्वामी जी, लिख के रखे।
बताओ क्या है?
समाधि कालात् प्रागेव विचिन्त्य अतिप्रयत्नतः स्थूल सूक्ष्म क्रमात् सर्वं चिदात्मनि विलापयेत्।
समाधि कालात् प्रागेवं विचिन्त्य अतिप्रयत्नतः
स्थूल सूक्ष्म क्रमात् सर्वं चिदात्मनि विलापयेत्।
स्थूल सूक्ष्म क्रमात् सर्वम,
सर्वम
क्रम से। कोई यहाँ पे गड़बड़ घोटाला मत करो। क्रमात् सर्वम, और वो क्रम भी बड़े बड़े क्या कहते हैं, प्रयत्न पूर्वक करना चाहिए। यौक्तिक बाधस्य अयम क्रमः, ये यौक्तिक बाध का अब क्रम बताते हैं क्या है, सीक्वेंस। स्थूल प्रपंचम सर्वमपि स्थूल भूतेषु विलाप्य, ये सारा स्थूल प्रपंच नाम रूपात्मक, ये जो सारा स्थूल प्रपंच सामने फैला हुआ है घटपटादि संसार, अब इसको क्या करो? स्थूल भूतेषु विलाप्य। स्थूल भूत का अर्थ क्या है चक्रेश?
स्वामी जी सूक्ष्म पंचभूत।
Pause for a moment before you answer. Take a moment and answer. What is स्थूल पंच महाभूत मतलब क्या?
पंचतत्व।
डॉक्टर मंगला, स्थूल पंचभूत
जो
मतलब क्या?
जो सूक्ष्म पंच तत्वों के कॉम्बिनेशन के तामसिक पार्ट के कॉम्बिनेशन से जो प्रोड्यूस होता है,
उसको हमने टेक्निकली क्या नाम दिया शास्त्र ने?
स्थूल।
अरे भाई, स्थूल स्थूल पंच महाभूतों को ही दूसरा नाम क्या दिया?
स्थूल पंचीकृत।
वेरी गुड।
जी।
पंचीकृत महाभूत, पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत। तो पंचीकृत पंच महाभूतों को ही स्थूल भूत कहा है। अब बताओ कि इन पंचीकृत पंच महाभूतों के सिवा ये जो स्थूल प्रपंच, ये जो कुछ दिख रहा है ना सामने, टेबल कुर्सी सब लेकर के ये शरीर जो कुछ सामने दिख रहा है, ये सारा इन पंचीकृत पंचमहाभूतों के सिवा और कुछ चीज है क्या?
नहीं नहीं नहीं।
नहीं है।
ये इसी निश्चय को पहले कहा कि स्थूल प्रपंचम स्थूल भूतेषु विलाप्य, यही विलापनम है। स्थूल प्रपंच का स्थूल भूतों में विलापन है। अब ये बार बार इसको पहले करो अति प्रयत्नतः। स्थूल प्रपंचम सर्वमपि स्थूल भूतेषु विलाप्य। तद विलाप्य का अर्थ उन्होंने कैसे कहा? तद व्यतिरेकेण तन्नास्ति इति निश्चित्य। सरिता, तद व्यतिरेकेण तन्नास्ति मतलब क्या?
स्वामी जी, जो पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत है वो नहीं हो रह सकता, जो उसके बिना प्रपंच नहीं रह सकता।
ठीक ठीक बोलो ना, वो सामने जो तुम वाक्य तो सामने है ना, तद व्यतिरेकेण, तत्पद से क्या लोगे यहाँ?
पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत,
तो बोलो ना, पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत व्यतिरेकेण।
व्यतिरेकेण स्थूल प्रपंचम नास्ति।
हाँ, तो तन दो दूसरी बार जो तत् आया है उसका अर्थ क्या है?
स्थूल प्रपंचम
हाँ,
नास्ति।
नास्ति। तो आप पूरा वाक्य बोलो।
पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत व्यतिरेकेण स्थूल प्रपंचम नास्ति इति निश्चित्य।
प्रपंचो नास्ति, प्रपंच पुंलिंग है, प्रपंचो नास्ति। ठीक है।
यस स्वामी जी।
यह निश्चय जो है इस प्रकार से, इसी को कहा स्थूल भूतों में स्थूल प्रपंच का विलापन। यही विलापन है। ठीक। अब तुम्हारे पास स्थूल प्रपंच तो नहीं है, परंतु क्या है तुम्हारे पास? स्थूल महाभूत है ना, स्थूल महाभूत है। स्थूल प्रपंच नहीं है, लेकिन है क्या सामने?
स्थूल पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत, स्थूल भूत।
केवल पंचीकृत पंच महाभूत है। अब इन पंचीकृत पंच महाभूतों का विलापन कहाँ होगा?
अपंचीकृत पंच महाभूत में।
तो जो अपंचीकृत पंच महाभूत है उनको हमने सूक्ष्म महाभूत कहा है।
यस स्वामी जी।
लेकिन उसके पूर्व ये समष्टि व्यष्टि सूक्ष्म शरीरंच सूक्ष्म भूतेषु विलाप्य। ठीक है। फिर क्रम से पृथ्वी को जल में, जल को तेज में, तेज को वायु में, वायु को आकाश में, और आकाश को अज्ञान में, और अज्ञान को चिन्मात्र में विलापयेत। ठीक है, यही क्रम है। विलापनम, ये यौक्तिक बात है, इसीलिए उन्होंने कहा समाधि अभ्यासात् प्रागेव विचार्य अति प्रयत्नतः। इसका विचार अति प्रयत्न से करना और फिर समाधि में उतरो। ये उपासना का क्रम है। अब ये यौक्तिकवाद हो गया। अब प्रत्यक्षवाद की बात करेंगे, जिसको हम वी विल सी टुमारो। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhadarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Mahadeva, Mahadeva, Mahadeva. Thank you all.